A manufacturing firm that makes ejector seats has admitted breaching a health and safety law over the death of a Red Arrows pilot. Flight Lieutenant Sean Cunningham died in 2011 after being accidentally ejected from his plane. Danny Savage is at Lincoln Crown Court for us now. Danny.
Rita, Sean Cunningham was 35 years old. He was a fast jet pilot with the RAF. He'd flown Tornadoes and seen action in Iraq, but his dream as a boy was to become a Red Arrows pilot. Described as an absolute gentleman, he achieved his goal, but was tragically killed as he prepared for a training flight back in 2011. Well, now the manufacturer of the company of the manufacturers of the ejector seat have pleaded guilty to breaching health and safety laws. This is the Red Arrows Hawk jet that Sean Cunningham was ejected from. The ejection seat was unintentionally triggered as he carried out his pre-flight checks. It went off while the plane was stationary on the ground. But this was a double tragedy. Not only did Flight Lieutenant Cunningham's seat eject him from his plane, but the parachute attached to it failed to deploy. It should have saved his life. Instead, he crashed back to the ground, still strapped into the seat. He died from his injuries. The Red Arrows are based here at RAF Scampton in Lincolnshire. This is where Flight Lieutenant Sean Cunningham was fatally injured back in November 2011. His inquest heard that an over-tightened nut and bolt on his ejector seat stopped the parachute from working properly. Now, the manufacturers of that seat, Martin Baker, knew about the issue and told some air forces, but not the Ministry of Defence. So the engineers here were unaware of the issue. Sean Cunningham's sister, mother and father were at Lincoln Crown Court today to hear the guilty plea from Martin Baker. This has been a long ordeal for them.
We welcome the conclusion of the coroner, which confirmed what we knew all along, which is that Sean was blameless and his tragic death, his tragic death was preventable.
A director of Martin Baker, John Martin, seen here second from left, admitted the health and safety charge on behalf of the company. But Martin Baker continues to work with the Red Arrows and the rest of the RAF as they make all the ejector seats for fast jets. Now, Martin Baker have expressed their deepest condolences to the family and friends of Sean Cunningham in a statement today. They will face a sentencing hearing next month. Rita.
Danny, thank you.
An ejection seat manufacturer pleaded guilty to breaching health and safety regulations following the death of a Red Arrows pilot in 2011. 35-year-old Flight Lieutenant Sean Cunningham died from multiple injuries when his ejection seat activated on the ground at RAF Scampton. Martin Baker Aircraft Company Limited, who made the seat, appeared at Lincoln Crown Court today. Our reporter Gemma Dawson was there. Gemma, what was said?
Well, we had been expecting the start of a 5-week trial this morning. Instead, the hearing lasted less than 30 minutes, in which John Martin, statutory director of Martin Baker Aircraft Company Limited, pleaded guilty on behalf of the company of breaching health and safety law over the death of the Red Arrows pilot. It was his dream job, flying fast jets for the RAF. But in November 2011, Flight Lieutenant Sean Cunningham died after being ejected from his Red Arrows Hawk jet. It happened during routine checks on the ground at RAF Scampton. This morning, more than 6 years on, his family arrived at Lincoln Crown Court to hear the ejection seat manufacturer, Martin Baker Aircraft Company Limited, plead guilty to a charge under the Health and Safety at Work Act in connection with Sean's death. Following today's hearing, the firm has released a statement. Firstly, and most importantly, we express our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Flight Lieutenant Sean Cunningham. It goes on to say Martin Baker's priority has and will always be the safety of the aircrew who sit on the company's seats. A sentencing hearing is now expected to begin in 3 weeks' time. Well, Martin Baker Aircraft Company Limited has designed and manufactured ejection seats for more than 70 years. The company says that its ejection seats have been flown by 92 air forces, and there are currently 17,000 of these ejection seats in use. Today, the Ministry of Defence has confirmed that the RAF is working still with Martin Baker and that many RAF aircraft are still fitted with the company's ejection seats.
Thank you, Gemma.
Hello, welcome to ITV News. This is Calendar's Lunchtime Update. First this afternoon, the firm that makes ejector seats for the Red Arrows has admitted breaching health and safety laws after one of their pilots died. Flight Lieutenant Sean Cunningham, who was 35, died in 2011 after being ejected from his jet while it was on the ground at RAF Scampton. The parachute on his seat failed to open. This morning at Lincoln Crown Court, the company, Martin Baker Aircraft Limited, pleaded guilty to breaching the Health and Safety at Work Act. Mr Cunningham's family were at the hearing and sentencing will take place next month.